Hi, it's Roy from Sulphur Sabers. This is an overview video of our Ghost model. It's a very ornate model, as you can see, and we anticipate this being a favourite among the New Zealand sabre community. This isn't an operation video. If you would like to learn how to operate this sabre, please refer to the other videos in the product description. This is just covering the makeup and physical attributes of the sabre itself. Okay, as you can see, it's a very ornate sabre with some extensive milling and dual anodizing, so black anodizing, gold anodizing on the removable parts, and like I said, a lot of milling on the bare brushed anamelium as well, making it a very attractive model. The sabre itself breaks down into 3 parts, like so, and the model I'm using to demonstrate this is the Profi installed model. There we go, and we have a very nice chassis like so. So the emitter unscrews and the body unscrews as well, and that's something you'd have to do to access the recharge port on the base of the sabre between uses. The sabre itself is a 2-button operation design. I have to note that one of the buttons is a dummy on some of the board installed configurations. Certainly the RGB bracelet install is just a single button operation, the other one is just a dummy switch with that install. But for installations like the SN Pixel or the Profi, we have 2 active buttons, a power button and an auxiliary button as well. One thing to note with the sabre, because it's rather difficult sometimes to line up intricate designs like these at the factory, you may find that the sabre itself have some timing washers on the threads just to make sure that everything lines up perfectly. Like so. The sabre is quite easy to change the core. It comes in 3 options: RGB bracelet, SN Pixel, or the Profi installation. There is a Golden Harvest V3 option as well that we can order in on request, but for the time we think the Profi board is a for the extra it's actually a pretty good board, so we've decided to skip the Golden Harvest V3 and just recommend the Profi instead. To remove the chassis it's actually quite easy. You do have to kind of get these screws out as well, so it's a bit of a fingertip job to get these little plungers out. They're like little plunger switches that push on the micro switches on the actual chassis themselves, but it's actually not too tricky once you give it a go. A note for jewelers for this chassis: the sabre has raised switches pretty much up near the choke point, so you do run the risk of accidental deactivations whilst using the sabre. So if you're going to be dueling a lot, maybe this model may not be for you, but bear that in mind. Maybe it's something you could actually work around. I could also foresee that just for dueling you could actually remove these switches and just still activate the little micro switches underneath with a little fingertip control if you've got a small enough fingertip to get in there. So that is another option if you do want to duel with this particular model. But otherwise, yes, very nice. Has some see-through emitters which are quite attractive when the blade is ignited, and otherwise, yeah, we believe this will be one of our more popular models. Has a nice substantial weight to it. It's got a fairly thick wall on the chassis. It's not too girthy, so it will be quite nimble to wield as well. Okay, so that's a little overview of our Ghost model. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us, and we'll do our best to answer them before you make a decision on picking up the right saber for you. Thanks very much.